Hey, Robert, you're the first one here tonight to get an audio and video check from me if I could. Jeff, you're the second one here. I'll have to send an email. So, Tony, welcome. You are number 3 tonight. If you'd like to join in Zoom, let me know in the chat room and I will send you the new link personally. And hopefully we don't get bombed again tonight in the Zoom like we did last night. I did verify it was not the one of the one persons I thought it might be, and he did say exactly what I thought. If he would have done it, he would have told me he was going to do it, and then the joke would have been ha ha on me, so to speak. Good. I got a 10 by 10, and audio video is good, and Robert is off. So he didn't get called in yet. I need to make a quick phone call here, and no, I'm just kidding. So I'm a little later than last night, a little earlier than normal. We went to dinner. Lorna had a rare Friday night off, so we actually went to a legitimate non-fast food restaurant dinner, and then we drove around town taking pictures of the Christmas lights. Some turned out good. Most turned out horrible because you can't take a 35 millimeter picture in a moving vehicle without getting some really cool effects. And again, it's like humor. They are cool effects only in the eye of the person that thinks they're cool, because some of them can be kind of if you know what I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and get the globe up and running, and I'm going to start sending out invitations. Yeah, good. No bad lag tonight. That's cool. Yeah, it was a great evening tonight. It really was to get out and we had a decent dinner. Had a great dinner, as a matter of fact. And then she wanted to drive around, look at the lights, which we did. And, I took the camera because I kind of anticipated that. I don't know if I want to BCC this or not. I probably don't. I'm thinking, although when I do the BCC, I'm doing the BCC myself. It's not done off a list. So I think that could be good. I don't know. I'll just do it this way. I know I'll send out to those that I know are going to want it. And then anyone else that wants it can ask in Zoom or ask in chat for the Zoom link. And we'll go from there. So if I've forgotten anybody, I mean, I say that like I never forget anybody. I wish I could just do the list. It's so much easier. I know Chris is probably not going to show up, but I'm going to send it to him anyway. It's kind of late down in his neck of the woods. This is a new link, by the way, so the old one will not work. I think if you try to use the old one, it should give you an error message, I think. So let me see, who did I leave out? Oh, I know who I might have left out, but I don't think he's going to show up. But I'll send one anyway. And I think one more will do it. And that should just about cover. Oh, I got a new email as I'm composing these. A new one comes in. Oh, it smells like Mrs. Stout or Mrs. K is making coffee. I can smell it. So get notification that my my audio was too low in the stream. Can you get a verification on that from anybody in the stream, please? Let me get out of my email, go back over to here, and go back to there, go back to there. And then if I need to adjust the audio, I can. Maybe I'll just move a little closer to the microphone, see if that helps. Wow, looks like I'm, okay, cool. Yeah, and it was ironic too because the restaurant we went to eat at is where our next door neighbor's wife works at, and uh, irony struck twice. She happened to be our waitress tonight, so we've eaten there before. Pretty good place. We kind of like it. I really wanted some fish and chips, but their fish and chips were made out of um, walleye, and I've never had walleye, and I didn't really want to experiment testing it tonight. So maybe a tad bit low is what I'm getting. So let me go do a check here. Um, what about audio now? That should have significantly increased the audio in the YouTube stream. That should have jumped it up quite a bit, noticeably. Hey, Matthew Campbell, hello, good to see you. I'm just doing an audio check right now. I've been told it might be a tad low, and then I got an email saying it was really low. So I'm trying to mess with the settings behind the scenes. That's I'm going to rename the globe behind the scenes. So let me go ahead and make another adjustment because nobody said anything. And here we go. And let's see what that does. Wow, that didn't really bounce that up too much. And Tony's saying it's fine. Okay, I will not make any more adjustments in. I will leave it as is. I don't think that one's not going to adjust anything, and that one's not going to adjust anything. So I'm going to put that back, put that back. Okay, I'm going to leave the audio exactly where it's at. Tony says it's fine. We will go with it's fine. Go check my email real quick one more time while I'm in here, and looks like we're good. Go to streaming, go back, 3, 2, 1. A little faster than I was expected. All right. I had to laugh. Keep getting those suggestions from Amazon. Tonight I got a suggestion for a $549 discless NAS. I thought, what a deal! Spend $550 on something that doesn't even have a disc in it, and it's a 4-disc bay. Like, I really need a NAS. So, needless to say, I didn't go into that one at all when I seen what it was. So how's everybody's day been? I seen most of Kerry's. He should retitle those Friday's Big Beast build, of which we're not going to get anything accomplished because something's going to happen. Any more speculation on who the buyer might be? I got an email while I was watching it on who the buyer might be. Here comes Tim. I'm going to guess that's the real Tim because, yep, that is the real Tim. Mr. Tim.
Hello.
I bet you were probably jumping up the wall last night going, what the hell is he texting me about?
Oh, I went to bed. My phone automatically goes to do not disturb mode.
Oh, so when you woke up this morning, you got bombarded.
Actually, I didn't see it till after I got to work. I'm like, what the heck went on last night?
Well, we had somebody bomb us in the Zoom session. First, they tried to be Alex, and Alex was in the Zoom session. Then they tried to be Robert, and Robert was in the Zoom session. And then they tried to be you, and I thought, you know what, it might be Tim. He may be back. So I let Tim in, and the first thing he did is in chat, he says, oh, my mic's broke. Well, I knew right away it wasn't you. I knew that. So we gave him about a generous 30 seconds to say something and then kicked him out. So
let's see. I got one mic on the camera. I got mics on both sides of these, and the computer has its own mics.
Oh, no, I knew it was you. And then Gary, you should have an email. I sent everyone new Zoom links. I changed the link today again. Kenny. Oh, I haven't been called that in a long time, Tony. Yeah, the guy changed his picture to Kenny from South Park. So that kind of, rings a bell with the bomber we got in Zoom a couple weeks ago. So I know it wasn't one person that I sent an email to, and they said, nope. In fact, he said, good idea, but if I did it, I would let you know first. So much respect to that, but it would actually defeat the point of bombing the Zoom if you think about it. So let me go send Gary another.
How are these people doing this?
Well, hang on, we'll discuss that in just 1 second. So Gary, let's try this. And, and while I'm sending, okay, Gary, you should be good to go. Somebody just sent me an email and said I deleted the link again. Okay, let me verify that this clearly is. Okay, it is. So if you'll remember right, Gary.
What?
Now you got it.
I was going to listen until you got it.
Yeah, well, somebody had theirs on and was echoing. Anyway, Tim, if you'll remember right about 3 weeks ago, I posted the Zoom link in the YouTube chat.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a wrong thing to do because people bombed us and it was just a mistake. Well, then I changed it and I sent it out to everybody. There's Greg.
Hey.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, how's it going? Hey.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, how's it going?
Should we tell him we can hear the echo from him?
His turn today.
Yeah. We're going to pass it around. Anyway, one of the people I sent it to is no longer with us, but I hadn't changed the link until today because I really didn't think that person was able to get back in here. But I now know after a period of time they can. So now that I've changed it, I'll just change it every day. It's going to be a pain to do, but.
So they were waiting around for a while to bomb you again.
I think so, yeah. I think so. I don't expect if I were to send an email and said, hey, I'd like an honest answer on this. Was this you doing this? I don't expect to get one. So it's done. It's history. It's in the past. It's moving forward. So, hey, Tony, you needed to be here late last night because I think I had at least 3 more rants after we stopped the YouTube Zoom.
It wasn't me.
I know it wasn't you. I have a really good idea who it was, actually. Now, if somebody gets in tonight, that'll be interesting because that might be an indication that one of our emails has been hacked, including mine. Can't exclude me on that.
It could happen to any of us.
Sure.
So, Ken, no joke. I got, you sent me I'm not going to say what you sent me. You sent me a personal email today about 7 or 8 o'clock.
Tonight? Or this morning?
Yeah. No, late. I sent you an email and you responded to it.
Oh, yeah.
No big deal. And I just got the one you just sent, URL, or, Zoom stuff.
Right,
I didn't get the other one. I didn't get the other one, so you may have sent the wrong person.
Yeah, I've only got, though, when I do the BCC thing, I did that. When I do the BCC, oh, yes, Tony, I did. In fact, I gave you credit at least 2 of the 3 times I went on a rant. I goes, where's Tony Wallow when you need him? Okay, so I only have you, Chris, Greg, and Darren in my G's on my contact. So it either went to you, Chris, Darren, or Greg. and Chris probably won't show up, and Darren I doubt will show up. It's 2:00 in the morning there. Although it wouldn't really surprise me. So who knows where it went? Yeah, I did answer your. I got the one you sent me right before we were going to dinner. I thought, I'll look at that later.
It's no big deal, yeah.
And I thought it was interesting. I really did.
Can't you make a distribution list?
The short answer is I'm sure you can. The long answer is I'm sure I can't.
Sorry.
It's easy to set up.
Because last time I tried that, I caught hell from someone because someone's top secret email was released to the general public.
Not if you BCC them. That's what
You shouldn't say it.
Right, that's what I've been doing, but I might figure out a way to make it permanent with BCC. I don't know yet. There's Jeff getting in a last bite of food. Oh, hold on, I got to get this bite in.
No, popcorn.
Popcorn. Oh, you're prepared tonight.
When I used to send out newsletters for our Experimental Airplane Association, I would use Word, and I could set it up to where nobody could see each other's email. And it's real easy to set up, and you have to use Excel spreadsheet, and they work in conjunction with each other. And you just hit go, and it fills in all the blanks for you. It's kind of a nice tool to have.
All right. So I sent one to BH Ringer. I sent one to Rick Lakes. I obviously sent one to Jeff. I told you I would miss somebody, and I did. So, Robert, it is on its way. I think
How late did you guys stay?
one something, I believe, maybe two something. I don't remember. It was late. It was late.
What do you use for email?
I use Gmail right now.
On your phone or on a computer? Or?
I use them on both the phone and the computer, but I don't.
Yeah, it says you can do it in Gmail.
Yeah, I don't send anything out of importance.
There ought to be a
on
way
the
to
phone.
set up a mailing list, I would think.
You could do it with any kind of account.
Oh.
We might discuss that tonight once we get off the stream. And that's what I basically did before. But again, I caught hell from someone because their top double secret email had been released to 9 people. So
I even had
But I know who. I know who.
I even had it set up.
Now I got to
on
figure
the-
that out and send them an email.
Say, per Ken.
Yeah.
No.
Ken wrote me an email and said, could I please send this out? Sure, blame it on me.
I just Googled it. It says, go into your email account, select contacts, click on new group button.
Yeah,
And then when the dialog appears, input a name for your group.
right. And
And
that's
you just
yeah.
add the addresses.
Right, but when I did that, when I send it out, it shows everyone's address, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. So I'll have to go in and look at it another way. I got a quick question for Tim while it's on my mind. How can I take with my 35 millimeter night pictures of Christmas lights, and they not be either blurred from a slight movement, and I know put it on a tripod, or it's super, super bright because the white light that's in the Christmas lights are too bright?
You got the T3i, right?
Yes.
Put it on program.
Okay.
Let me look here. I got a old T5i similar to that. Put it on program.
Hold on, I'm grabbing it. Yeah, sure I am. Okay, put it on program.
Program's the best setting to use if you don't know what you're doing.
No,
And-
auto's the best thing to use if you don't know what you're doing.
Auto's the wrong thing to use. The A with the green square around it. That's
Now you tell me. All right, let me
Use
throw a card in
program.
here. Okay, hold on. All right.
And if program doesn't work, you still get motion blur. Go to TV, which is for shutter priority. Everything else is done automatically in the camera.
Okay,
I'll
yeah, I see
go-
TV. So here's program.
Program is what I used to shoot the moon the other night. because
Yeah.
I couldn't remember all the settings off the top of my head. But after I already shot the moon, I did.
Okay.
Anyway, if program don't work for you, put it on TV, which I don't know why Canon does this. All the other cameras call it shutter priority, but they sued Canon because they were trying to use the same verbiage. But they changed it to TV, which is confusing. That's shutter priority, and you can adjust. And what I like to do, especially when I'm shooting the skydivers at night, because they're coming in 60 miles an hour. I go from anywhere from 60th to 100th. And that works great for me. And if you're shooting Christmas lights, that should be perfect because they're not moving.
No, they are not work. I'll say, so somehow I'm in a white balance menu on program.
And
How do you back out of this?
let's see here. Hit let's see. Whoops, I just hit my shutter button. I don't even have a lens hooked up to this guy. I haven't used it in so long.
There's no back key and there's no, okay, menu key
Menu?
takes menu. Yeah, it takes me to a bigger menu. Okay, so I want to go to shutter.
On the dial on the top, TV is your shutter priority.
Okay, I'm on TV.
That's shutter priority, and you can adjust it. You go anywhere from a 60th to 1,000th.
Are you talking
100th.
about that first box that says 1/2000?
Why am I not seeing?
Probably can't get this to focus in at all. Nope, I can't. So did Robert. Yeah, Robert joined us. No big deal. We'll figure it out. Rick, I
Some
thought I
reason-
sent you the link, but I know it. I'll resend it, Rick. Give me one moment. While Tim's researching the setting.
So if you get to the main where you can just see TV on your back screen
Right.
and all the little right beside TV, like right now I got one. It looks like a fraction 1/90th.
Right.
And you can use this little scroll at the top with your index finger. You can adjust it. Now,
Oh yeah, 1/2500 now. Cool.
Yeah,
So-
1/2500, and I think that might be a little too fast. My other camera lets me do 100. This one won't. The T series won't. It goes 100, and I'll go down one notch. It's 90th. So that should work.
So
By
what's
default,
a good speed to put that on then?
I would try 90, and if you're still getting too much blur, bump it up. If you're getting too much motion blur, bump it up one notch at a time and it'll take care of all the exposure and all the other settings in the background for you. You're just telling the camera you want to manually set the shutter speed at this,
Okay.
which is a good trick at air shows for me.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
When I'm shooting an air show, if it's not a jet, I go to 300 to 325, and if it's a helicopter, because the rotor blades are a little slower,
Right.
I will use 90 on helicopters, which is really hard to shoot in a bright daylight, but the camera will adjust everything for you. Make sense?
It does. When we end this tonight, or when I take a little break to go grab a water or coffee,
Yeah,
I'll
this
run
is,
out and take a quick picture.
This is a T5i. It's similar to the T3i. I love my Canon R now. I could just throw that thing on program and I could take pictures of almost anything at night, no matter what the shutter's on, because it's a mirrorless body, which is nice to have.
So there's our tech talk for the night, ladies and gentlemen. Oh wait, Catherine's not here. There's our tech type for tonight, gents. And select warm weather nights.
And that thing is dual pixels, so it can go from 30 to 60 pixels, which is amazing.
We got some good ones. Hey, Rick. Good to see you.
Hello.
I got some decent ones tonight, and I got some not so decent ones. I got one here. I'll show you. I'll share my screen. I got one I find absolutely is just really cool. I gotta think where it's at now. Okay, this is crazy. What did I do with it?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I need to get this out of the way.
So if you click on one of those that's blurred a little bit, it hit info. They'll tell you what your shutter speed and all was at.
So there's the first one I took. I always take one that
That's
I
a little
know
blurred.
what it is. So
Yeah, you could tell it was handheld.
yeah, but it also told me my battery was low, so I had to put my new other battery in, and then this was the one I took testing my new battery.
Go back to the other one and
This one?
yeah, click anywhere on the side there, right click outside of the picture. Oh, and then here you go. And look at file information. They'll tell you your shutter speed, everything you need to know. ISO was cranked way up. Okay, that's another problem. When your ISO goes way, way high, it gets pixelated.
Okay.
But you're at 1/50th. So if you could have bumped that up a little bit, it probably would have been a crystal clear picture.
Okay, so by bumping the 1/50th up, is that the one I just changed in the TV mode?
Yeah, that's your shutter.
Okay, cool.
Shutter speed.
All right, let me breeze through these. So this is the restaurant we ate at, and the same picture twice, just a little closer. I got to figure out how to make these.
That looks clear, but it's a glare off of something. That's kind of weird.
Well, it's all these white snow globe things that, I mean, I didn't even see the tree, honestly, until we got home, and I'm like, cool, there's a tree in there.
Okay, here's my other question. If I can get out of here. So if you're back, darn it. No wonder it's acting stupid because I don't have a lens hooked up to it. On your let me put a lens on here.
Right, I'll keep moving with the slideshow.
Yeah.
So see, look at this one. That was clearly the car was still moving, and Lorna took the picture too early. So that's a horrible picture. Yeah, that's horrible.
Shutter speed's too slow.
Same thing with that. Same thing with that. That. Now I like this picture. I've seen 4 of these around town. It's the lights themselves are bland, but I like how the shadowing is with that. I really want to get this because this picture does not do those lights justice, and it really.
If you hit Q on the back of your camera, and you can scroll over to your metering mode.
Q?
You know where that's at?
You said the word Q is in Quebec?
Yeah, that way you can scroll around with your cursor, which is the little arrows around the set button.
I don't have a Q.
There's none there. Should be right below AV.
That's my video record button.
It's a little different than the T5. There's a Q on there which stands for quick. And if you can get to metering mode, you want to put that on evaluated metering. That will evaluate the whole picture.
Oh, wait a minute.
You might have it on
in the frame that's got TV 1/100 ISO auto 321 blah blah blah. At the very bottom, there's a thing that says Q.
Okay, right above Q is IO
server. Yeah.
And then it'll tell you if you're on burst mode or single mode, and right beside that's your meter.
It's got like an L with the thing beside it. Yeah.
Okay, before that, because I'm on raw.
Oh,
you got yours on a different setting.
Before that, looks like I got 2 boxes. One looks like a TV with no picture, and the other looks like a TV with the CBS logo in the middle of it. So I really like this picture. Yeah,
you
go
want to
ahead.
look for metering mode. Let me start my video. I'll put my camera up here.
This was the original Ghostbusters.
Oops, it won't focus.
Ah, here we go. However, any recipient that's a Gmail account can see the full BCC list. Okay. Now that picture there is actually the same one as before. And I don't know what she was taking a picture of here, but it's a good picture of the top of the tree in the shadow.
Yeah, but if you can get your metering mode on evaluated, that will help with all these overexposed lights.
I'll work on it. What I'll do is I'll get with you privately and we'll go through it and figure it out. So this picture here, my first thought when I seen it when we were looking at it on the computer is like, are we out in California near the fires? Because that looks like fire glow in the background. Which I know it's not, but
Looks like somebody ran over the snowman or something there too.
these guys usually have a really good display. And then Santa or whatever it was got blown over. And this one clearly moving.
Yeah,
Clearly moving. I like these pictures though. They're neat to me.
Some of them are kind of cool looking.
I love this picture because of how the lights.
Yeah, the exposure's all wrong and the shutter speed's too slow.
Okay, well, I'll work on that and retake them tomorrow night. We just went around town. We didn't go. I really want to get a good picture of this house because they got the Grinch up here, and it's one of the college houses. I don't know if it's sorority or what, but you can tell because there's a Greek letter there.
I want to walk over here to the airport later. They decorated the top of the tower with Christmas lights. I've never seen that before anywhere.
Cool.
At an airport.
This one here.
I noticed it this morning on the way to work. It's like, oh, cool. They decorated the whole top of the tower with Christmas lights.
Tim will appreciate this. I wanted this picture. It's kind of bland, but it didn't come out. So I turned the flash on. Oh, that helped. But the flash reflected off of something, which I have no clue what, because I took it again and I got the perfect picture. So I've got 3 pictures that are the identical picture.
So if you change that metering mode, you probably could have took that same picture without the flash and it would have been crystal clear.
I'm gonna work on that because that's how I like it right there. I mean, I just like the 3 penguins and the snowman.
I'm thinking maybe you're on spot metering, so whatever's in the center of the picture is what it's metering for your exposure.
Oh, I have no idea. And then
that's why it looks like it's blown out on the whites.
Check this out. That doesn't even look like it's nighttime to me. That looks like it's early morning or early evening. And then I got really lucky. The lights are timed, and I did not time it out. I snapped that picture, and then I snapped that picture, and I got lucky and caught the lights on the house. But again, it looks like it's early evening, early morning.
You can clear that up. You can clear that up, make that picture better.
So I like this one because this Santa Claus is actually, they have weatherproof this whole setup right here. I don't know if you can see the plastic in the roof or not, but
I can tell it.
Really cool. And then that came out really good.
Yeah, that did.
That came out really super good.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I'll do one more quick thing and I'll try this.
And a lot of those photos could be saved though. They look good. You just need to adjust the exposure on some of them.
Yep.
The ones that are not blurred or handshake.
Yep. And then that looks pretty cool. Looks like music.
But you don't shoot in RAW, do you?
Sure. I doubt it. I have no idea, Tim. I put it on either auto or night, and I push the button, and that's about it. So this came out okay, but
try program and put it on evaluated meters, and now you know the trick about the shutter speed. Try all 3 of those together. That should help you a lot.
Yeah. Now this is the best house in Charleston, hands down. I don't care what anybody says. This is going to win the award for the city of Charleston right here. That house is going to be hands down the winner. No question. case you haven't figured out, that's our house.
Well, I can see why you would say that then.
And I was trying to see if I could get a good picture of these gigantic light bulbs we got, and it turned out all right. Yeah, exactly, Rick. I'm not prejudiced or anything on who's going to win, but I know who's going to win. No, we're not even going to enter it. So anyway, yeah, Tim, I'll get with you after I play around and see what I can get figured out. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Oh, Jeff's brought the popcorn.
I don't
Jeff ate the
mind
popcorn.
sharing any info on photography.
I got my barbecue chips.
So, Tim, what camera do you normally use for most of your work, or do you have several you switch between?
I have 4 cameras. One's just a backup in case one gets broken or accident happens. But my go-to camera, and Ken's seen it, is my Canon R. I love that guy. Matter of fact, Kerry just bought one. He got his for $2,000. When I bought mine, I paid $4,000 for mine, so he got his half price somehow.
Speaking of
But
Kerry, did
you
they get
have to-
anything accomplished today?
Excuse me?
I said, speaking of Kerry, did they get anything accomplished today?
I don't know. I didn't leave work until 1:30 this afternoon,
Oh, wow.
I watched part of it.
which is kind of nice when I work overtime. I'll go in at 5 in the morning and get the hell out of there at 1:30.
Yeah, that's a good option because it was your day off, right?
Yeah, well, it's kind of nice. I can pick and choose because it was voluntary, but I knew I was going to be behind on some work because the weekend shift is still working.
Oh, wow.
So I'm kind of feeding the shop right now. Next 2 weeks is going to be awesome. I only work 6 days out of those 2 weeks.
Wow.
I get 4 days off next week and the week after.
Can't beat that.
I only work Monday through Wednesday next week and the week after that. Christmas and New Year's fell on a Saturday this year, so they got to give me Thursday off for my holiday pay, and I'm already off Friday.
It's going to work out good.
It's gonna be like a mini vacation. I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, we were discussing.
I hadn't even gone back to see Carrie's video or not.
Well, I know they were going to work on the big beast build, and I
I
know
only
they
got to
ran
see
into
the
problems.
Yeah. I didn't see much. My wife had a doctor's
How
appointment
did that
at
work out
the
for you?
same time.
How'd that go?
Okay, I mean, it's just one we did with the pain doctor.
So the Zoom worked okay?
Yeah, I finally got the damn laptop to sort of work. It locked up again on me after I got out of her account and went back into mine. I have no idea why, and I shut it off and started it up again, and everything seemed fine.
Well, you got
There's
through the
something a little screwy someplace in there yet I have to find.
right, but you got through the Zoom, right?
Yep.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, I stayed up last night and installed all the rest of the stuff I had been waiting to install. Just hadn't had time to do
Yeah.
My
after we
went,
got done. So
my wife went for a mammogram on Tuesday, routine. They said there was a problem. She went back Wednesday. They said there was a problem. She went back Thursday. They said there was a problem. She went in this morning into the biopsy, and they want to see her Tuesday. Sounds good.
I hope everything,
everything
comes out
comes
better
out,
than
yeah.
it sounds.
All right, I'm gonna go grab. Apparently, my apprentice is asleep, so I'll be right back.
Hi everybody.
How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing all right. Well, we ain't going nowhere for the foreseeable foreseeable future. Our preacher texted today and officially has closed down church again Sunday.
And it's kind of crazy out here too. They start this mandatory mask thing yesterday for a month, which I don't get it.
The thing about
And
it,
anybody leaving or coming to state has to be tested.
Guess I won't go visit my cousin for Christmas.
Well,
It's stupid. We already got an employee shortage out here, and now they're adding to the problem. I just don't get it.
I'll tell you a little secret. I was doing some work in Japan for the
Strong
company I
coffee.
worked at before. Everybody
Good.
wears masks there, like on the trains and
That's
stuff.
good, strong coffee.
It's like they hand you one when you get on a train if you want it.
Huh. So they're
So-
used to it.
Exactly. I mean, it had nothing to do with any virus or anything. They did.
I
Which
don't
is-
mind wearing a mask, but this is my second pair of eyeglasses ever that I've ever had in my life, and they fog up. I hate it.
No,
I
that I agree
found
with.
out that shaving cream keeps them from fogging up, so that's a nice trick.
I don't think it does very well. Not to criticize, but I've worn glasses for 30 years, and
I've never had glasses until about 4 years ago. I knew I had a problem. I was trying to read a number off of a computer part. I couldn't see the thing. I'm using my camera on my phone to magnify.
okay,
I'm gonna get
that's
my eyes checked.
Seems
Yeah, wait till you get to the point. I got new lenses this year. They hadn't changed much, but just enough. There were some things I couldn't read.
Yeah, I had to get new glasses this year too, so this is my second prescription.
Yeah.
It changed a little bit, but not much. And I got progressive glasses, so they're bifocal and everything else.
I'm still good up close, but my regular glasses, if I'm like, I don't know, 50 yards away from a street sign, even if it's fairly big, I have to kind of squint at it to read it sometimes.
It's helped me at work. I can see the blueprints a lot better. And not only that, I don't have to wear those stupid safety glasses.
Yeah, real quick, I got an update on my brother late this afternoon. He's no longer on the CPAP, so that's good. He's back to the regular oxygen with the
and there's
nose.
no,
I can't think. It starts with a C. Howard, whatever. And his levels are good. Even when they take it off, his levels stay good for a few minutes, but then they drop. So that's a super great sign.
How old is your brother?
57.
a kid.
Yeah, he's a youngster. Lauren and I were discussing tonight that the worst case that we can think of comes to mind out of this is he may have to use oxygen quite a bit from this point forward. And if that's the case, that's great compared to what it could have been.
A guy at work was in worse shape than him. He was out for 3 months,
Yeah,
and it took him another month to actually get back to his usual self after he came back to work.
yeah.
His oxygen levels were so low.
Yeah, Joanne that's my sister-in-law. She said that they're shooting for the middle of next week, but it's going to get to go home. But it's going to depend on when they pull that out of his nose, how quick that level drops, and then not only how quick does it drop, but what it drops to, and then will it start to come back on its own, or does he have to put the oxygen back on? So.
Any chance of sending him home with a portable oxygen bottle?
Yes, I'm sure there is. And then it becomes a matter of will he be conscious enough to remember to use it. That's again, we were talking about that. If he has to get one of them portable bags that creates your oxygen or whatever you see on TV, then that's fine. Or if he's got to drag one around, then that's fine. Fortunately or unfortunately, he's not real super active as far as mowing the lawn and walking and bike riding and stuff like that. So, there's no need to worry about that. He does his record show, so that could be an impediment. But again, looking at it through my eyes, I think he's real fortunate. And again, I want to thank everybody for your comments and your prayers and your thoughts on that. It was muchly appreciated by the whole family.
Well, hopefully he'll continue to improve, albeit maybe slowly.
I forgot to ask her if he's still smoking or not. Doggone it.
But well, I count myself fortunate on that. I had a fairly mild case, and I can actually trot up the stairs now without feeling short of breath. So I count myself lucky.
I actually rode my bike to work today for the first time in a couple of weeks.
Oh, come on. Is that nice? It was
Was
35 degrees here.
it was 39 this morning, but I was about to burn up by the time I got there.
I'll bet. We started out today was
Only-
really good. Lorna
It only
said,
takes me 10 minutes to get to work, which is 3 miles from here.
it's not bad. Lorna said, do you want to help me feed the chickens? And of course, that translates to, will you go feed the chickens? I said, oh, sure, I'll help you feed the chickens. Let me get a cup of coffee. That didn't work. So I went out in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, and it was comfortable. And then when she did help, she fills the water jugs up in the house, and I take them back out. But while she was doing that, I did some yard work, and I picked up a lot of things that the wind moved around the last couple of days. And I never did get cold, a little chilled maybe, but I never did get cold. Now this evening when I went out, oh my gosh, temperature had dropped so bad, it's cold. I actually went back and got a little jacket to wear.
I'm going to try a little yard work tomorrow. I have a small patch of grass in the front under a tree, and it's mostly leaves that need raking up out of it now. My neighbor's tree is putting leaves on it, and our tree stays green all year round. I don't know what kind it is. It's not a regular evergreen,
You know,
but it does shed leaves from time to
Sure.
time.
it might sound funny. I don't know if it's psychological or what, but when I cracked 250, I have found some energy I didn't know that I had, and I'm quite sure it's all in my head. I really am. But
Still good.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting a little bit done. I'm actually doing a little bit more work every day, which is good. Things need to get done. We had to laugh. We got the one chick that's in isolation. She gets attacked by everybody else, so she's got her own little pen, and she was acting really crazy today. So I reached in there to pick her up, see what was going on. And she acted like she was going to attack me. I was like, okay, go ahead, attack me. I'll put your ass back down here in the general population. You're going to get shivved, and then you're going to be unhappy. So Lorna
Which
thought,
should also be dinner.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What are we having for dinner tonight? You remember that one chicken?
You have a place where they can run on the grass at all?
We constructed a run, and the grass lasted about a day and a half.
Okay.
We're
Just curious. I used to raise them when I was in high school.
they disseminated that, and it was about it was 16 feet by 10, so it was 160 square feet.
Mhm.
Day and a half is gone. All the grass was completely gone, and it's 16 chickens. So we're working on next year when we redo everything, maybe open range, and as long as the hawk doesn't bother them, I think they'll be okay. We have a
So are you
hawk.
going to eat some and keep some for laying eggs, or what?
We haven't discussed that yet. They're not laying any eggs right now,
Mhm.
and I don't know, but I'm attributing it to it being wintertime. But when the day comes, they stop laying eggs for sure. Yeah, they'll probably will be dinner. Now I don't know if egg laying birds are good to eat or not, because they raise eggs. They raise chickens just to eat, and they raise chickens just to lay eggs. So
Well, the one when we used to do it, once they got done laying the eggs, those are the kind that you would either roast or stew.
And warm up a little bit.
And the ones you killed young were the ones you wanted to do for frying
Frying.
or whatever.
yeah, but she did mention tonight very unsuccessfully that she wants to go to Rule King and get some new chicks over the weekend. I'm like, nope. The 16 we have is enough. When they start not producing and dying off or whatever, then we might replace them. But right now, no, 16 is plenty. It's just it's a no pun intended. It's a handful. Tony Wallow posted an icon of a drumstick. Yeah, and ironically, I had chicken cordon bleu for dinner tonight. I'll probably get attacked in the morning.
Oh man, I used to cook that at a 4-star restaurant.
It just sounded good. She
Oh,
had pulled pork, and it was real good because I got about half of it. And then we had an appetizer, which was probably not good for my diabetes, but I had some of it anyway. And
Was
then,
all this fixed at home?
no, we went out.
Oh, okay.
Where'd you go?
It's a place called Brick House. It's a local restaurant here in town. Our neighbor's wife works there. That's our, I think, 5th time of eating there, and this is the first time she's been our waitress. So, which was kind of ironic and funny. It's good food. We like it. We've really enjoyed the few times we've eaten there. I mean, we have no. It's a college. We're a college town. I was joking with her. I said, "Well, we could have went to Taco Bell," and she thought that was funny. And I
not
said,
taco hell.
Yeah.
"Oh yeah," and I said, "And then next week we'll go to Arby's." So
What
We only
college
have
is there?
one. We only have one Arby's here, as big as this town is.
it's like Las Vegas only has 2 Long John Silvers in it, as big as it
Two.
is. Yeah,
Well, we only have one of those here. At least that's right down the street.
yeah. Jeff,
it's
it's
a
Eastern
combo.
Illinois University.
Which one?
It's a combo with A&W burgers or something.
Yeah,
/ Long John Silver's.
yeah.
They closed up Long John Silver's here.
Same here.
Yeah, they're in Phoenix. It's a combo too, and I'm trying to think of who they're comboed with. I would ask her if she would remember. Anyway, Jeff, it's Eastern Illinois University.
Eastern Illinois. Okay.
Yeah. Tony Romo graduated from there. I didn't know that until. Yeah, exactly. Tony Romo. And then.
Is that the guy that owns the rib place?
There's another famous person, but I mean, obviously he's real super famous. I don't remember who he is. There's like 3 or 4 people that have graduated from there that are actually well known. I mean, Tony Romo, quarterback for Dallas Cowboys, now he's CBS analyst. That's his career.
Yeah, I was just looking up the Long John Silvers here. And there used to be another one someplace that I remember, and neither of these is where I remember the other one.
One's north and one's south.
Yeah, one's way north up near the Beltway up north. Yeah, Centennial Center, and the other's on Southport Apaches.
Yep,
So,
way down there.
yeah, way
So-
down. There used to be another one about part way up to the north one.
I was thinking there was one somewhere on the strip, but I believe I'm thinking Popeye's Chicken, actually.
Because I've been to a Long John Silver's, and since I lived in Tennessee, which has been over 20 years.
I wish we had a Biscuitville out here.
Have not heard of them.
They're in North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
When I lived there, great biscuits. And during lunch, they had the best chicken ever.
So I find this to be very interesting. Notable alumni are Tony Romo, Sean Payton. I kind of do remember Sean Payton, coach of New Orleans. I did not know that John Malkovich graduated from Eastern Illinois. I did not know Burl Ives.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought Frosty the Snowman graduated from Eastern Illinois? Much past that, Jimmy Garoppolo, San Francisco fame. Mike Shanahan, San Francisco fame. Guess more people than I know. Oh, Jerry Van Dyke. Isn't that Dick Van Dyke's brother?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Kevin Duckworth. He was a
His
so-so.
daughter's a porno star. Jerry Van Dyke.
His daughter's a what?
Porno star.
Oh, I thought that's
That's not
what
a
you
joke.
said.
Yep.
Not seeing any other famous names jumping out. Oh, speaking of porno, what's that guy on a bicycle? What? Mike Rosso? What's he doing? So yeah, there's your alumni. Your famous ones are out of that group. Almost got to be John Malkovich. Well, I don't know. Frosty ranks up there too. So. Good.
Do you remember any movies he actually made?
Who? Burl Ives?
Yeah.
Almancheros. No.
Not really.
I remember one he was a gambler with a plaid vest, but I don't know the name of him.
I remember him more as a singer than an actor.
Yep. I think he played a banjo, didn't he?
Frosty did he not?
He played in a lot of westerns.
Black Watch.
Marty McFly.
Tonight's episode of Old Farts
Yeah,
TV.
I seen that.
Hey, I'm not old fart yet.
I gotta
There you are.
let I gotta let him get away with it. He's sponsoring the YouTube stream, so
Nice.
He was a Mason.
who? Frosty?
Yep.
Didn't know that either.
He went to Juilliard School.
I probably better not say that. I'll get a YouTube strike or something. Frosty's heirs will reach out to me. Speaking of YouTube stripes, somebody was telling me today there's a new thing coming out on YouTube where, like, we're zooming out. If somebody does something in the background and it's a violation, they're going to send out a warning letter to the YouTube channel owner, and if it happens again, they're going to get rid of the channel. Have you guys heard anything about that?
I mean, not just that, but I have heard it was a strike.
I haven't heard anything about that, but me doing professional photography, there's certain things you just can't take pictures of. Logos, all kinds of stupid stuff.
Really?
Even if it's in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you get a plane, but behind it is,
What do? You have to kind of just hide them or something in the picture, or
Blur them
Photoshop
out or
them out?
whatever.
Yeah, blur them.
I did not know that.
I got in a big argument with somebody about it. I was like, all right, let's do some research on this thing. Oh, yeah, you got to have all these stupid release forms signed and this and that and the other. And matter of fact, the argument was over a couple of the photos I took of the skydivers because it had Toyota logos in the background and all these other different sponsors and stuff that's owned by whoever's broadcasting that at the time was ESPN, and ESPN could come after me for it. I'm like, huh? Are you kidding me? And we got this big argument, and no. It don't work that way. Because the skydivers own the rights to those photos, not ESPN, because they didn't have it live on TV. So there's a lot of stipulations and a lot of things. You got to be careful what you do these days.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Again, that's why I shake my head on some of the stuff I see on YouTube. Are these people not getting anything, copyright strikes or violations, or do they just don't care?
They just don't care.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
I don't watch it often. There's another legal channel that I've occasionally looked at. The guy is a copyright lawyer. That's his specialty. And he talks about famous cases in copyright law, that sort of thing. And they really get down into the minutia on stuff with what's allowed and what's not sometimes. It's a very picky area of law, apparently.
This channel could be copyrighted by Ken, and you can't share it with nobody else. 95 years after he passes away.
Who'd we lose?
Somebody. Oh, did we gang somebody?
No, we lost somebody. That was the exit sound. I didn't quite see who it was.
Robert.
Oh, Robert. Well, supposedly, and I've not looked into it.
how long ago after I exit out last night that's the imposter come in?
Oh, it was a while. You were the third choice. So, but I've heard that I can't show, like if I want to show one of Carrie's or Doug's videos on my channel, I can't do that. Have you heard that?
I don't know if you can share it on YouTube, but you can share it on Facebook.
Right, and you can share
That's
the
perfectly
link on
legal.
YouTube, but I can't. If I were to right now go over to YouTube and start showing one of Doug's videos, I can get in trouble for that. And how
If
Doug said he
Doug
gets away with it, he just shows very small portions of it.
if Doug doesn't get pissed off,
You know, it was my
he
impression
might.
the AI picked it up.
But but me and you both know he's not. But you know,
gosh,
he could.
no.
Yeah, for example, oh, you shared a part of my clip for 3 minutes.
Yeah,
You got to remove that. That could happen.
yeah. That's why I always reach out for permission before I do anything. I'd rather get a no and be okay with that than say, oh, they're not going to care and, you know, piss somebody off and maybe get the old cease and desist letter. See, that's one of my goals is to get a cease and desist letter from somebody.
I don't understand that. If you post something on YouTube, you're granting permission for millions of people to see it without asking.
Thank you. I 100%.
Why you can't rebroadcast that?
That's what I've been
Whether
told.
it be an excerpt or the whole thing, to me, makes no difference.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, I've seen people on other YouTube channels just do that, but they only do it for like 20 seconds. And then they've got to stop because if they go any further, Twit TV has this problem all the time. Leo Laporte. They've gotten numerous takedowns because they shared a video from someone else's channel or some other website, and that video and that whole show got taken down because they shared it.
Yeah, when I was hosting our Experimental Airplane Association's website, one of our older members shared some really cool stuff about the that blimp that burned up years ago, and
The Hindenburg?
I created a link and put all the info out there, and about 5 or 6 months later, and Doug was the president of the club back then. They reached out to him and said, "Hey, you got to take that off your website. That's copyright violation." And I'm like, "Huh? I didn't see any copyright C symbols with a circle around it."
Yeah.
Anyway, we took it down just to keep them happy, but that was from another country. Really? You gotta be kidding me. It's useful information that we're wanting to share with the rest of our aviators.
I mean, the
It's
blimp
history.
blew up in 1933 or 39 in Lakers,
Yeah.
New Jersey.
What, the Hindenburg thing?
Yeah, the Hindenburg.
Yeah. That was in Lakers.
I would think that
Jersey.
was long out of copyright protection.
Somebody else created some history about it, and it was forwarded to me as an email, and they're like, "Hey, can you put that on our website?" Sure, I'll put it up there right now, and I did. 3 months later, we got hit. Take it down. All right, we took it down. And about another 2 months later, they finally left us alone. But they were from another country. I forget where they were from, Russia or somewhere.
Well,
Some stupid hacker in Russia, for all I know. But we complied, took it down.
Can you put a link in a comment to somebody else's YouTube video?
I've been doing that, and so far I haven't heard anything.
Yeah,
so I think you're good with that.
That's a link. That's perfectly legal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just found it interesting. I mean, if that comes to fruition, that'll be
copying. As long as you're not copying somebody else's work and putting it to a website, you should be okay. Yeah, I got hired by a model to take some pictures over at Chandler Airport, and I'm like, I couldn't believe the stuff she did. I was like, "Girl, I hope this is legal." Hey, this place is surrounded by security cameras now, and I have access to the ramp. I'm like, you're not supposed to be out here with me. You're not a passenger or a pilot, but we're out here doing a photo shoot. And I had my two-way radio, aviation radio with me. I said, hey, I want you to stand right here. I got an airplane coming on left face downwind. He's fixing to turn to do final, and he's going to fly.
Oh, that'd
She
be a cool
unzips her
picture.
jumpsuit. She unzips her jumpsuit. She's got lingerie on underneath. I'm like, oh crap! And I got the picture of her standing there with her airplane. Hadn't even touched the ground yet, right above her head. It was
Nice.
perfect.
Nice. DH Ringer has joined us.
I can't stop this feeling.
Got to be a Canadian thing.
Yay!
Good you're here. How you feeling?
Good.
Good.
Man, that blew my eardrums out. I had to take my headset off.
Blue Suede, is that who sang that?
Exactly.
Mhm. Yep.
See, I would really love to do nothing but an hour of let's play bits and pieces of music. Don't tell anyone who it is and see if anyone can guess it. But I've been told I can't do that.
Really?
Yep. On YouTube, I can't do it. I do it all the time on Facebook. Or I used
Who
to.
told you couldn't do it?
The people that keep sending me my copyright violation notifications.
Well, the problem is, and we talked about this. If you just play it, you can get in trouble. But if you say, the reason this is good is because the guitar player comes in and the drummer does that and Ringo does that, or Black Watch, you can use it as a school. You can't just play it.
Education.
Yep, educational.
You can
I
make
might put something together and see.
critical
All
comments,
right.
good or bad,
All right.
about a small section of it. That's considered fair use.
Let's create an educational channel then.
Sure, we got a tech channel. We
There's a
might as well have
loophole right
educational.
It's just like this restaurant in Old Town Clovis. I'm right on the city limits. We were shut down. And, took my Stout photographer down there and did like what Ken did last night. We took pictures of Christmas lights and stuff. And
Yeah.
we went by this one restaurant. And I even took pictures of the sign that was outside there. It said, come in and join our peaceful protest. They did not mess with that restaurant. They stayed open throughout the whole pandemic, and no mask was required because they had that sign. There's the loophole. Peaceful protest. You can't shut down a protest. Oops. So create an educational YouTube channel. They can't shut that down.
Oh, I'd be the first one that would happen to. I would be the one they're going to make an example out of. There'd be 999 million people doing the exact same thing, and I just, without a doubt, they go, oh look, Ken's doing that. He's our example. So who do we lose again?
Already doing it.
The Black Watch bowed out.
He's been gone.
He'll come back.
I bet somebody's already doing it. We just don't know about it.
Oh, I'm sure there are. But like Tony said, the AI will pick up on it, and you're gonna have to figure out the timing. I think Rick touched on it. About 20 seconds is about the max I believe you can go. There's a guy that does it now, but he even got a little bit of hot water.
I think 20, 30 seconds are good. Well, even with our skydivers, we put up on the big screen at the football stadium, and they actually pick the song they want to hear play. And some of these songs are cool as hell, but it's not their entire song. It's only for maybe a minute.
Right.
It takes them 2 minutes to exit from 6,500 feet to get down to that 50-yard line. And the announcer's talking for a whole minute, and then the rest of it is a minute of music.
Right. The double ring.
That's always been in the back of my mind. Are we legal to play somebody else's music? Well, yeah, we're not playing it more than a minute. It's exactly a minute.
You almost have to be able to, because if some of these basketball games and football games, when they introduce the players,
artists.
Yeah. I mean, does that professional team take the time to call up and say, Hey, Jeff, you've got that famous song. We want to play 35 seconds of it when we introduce our players. Is that cool? I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah,
Actually,
let's play Hell's Bells.
You think you
Macy's,
do,
Actually,
Gary?
why
gentlemen,
not?
actually, you're right and you're wrong. They don't call up, but they do send royalties in.
Well,
So
the royalties is cool. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we're sending royalties to anybody, but anyway.
I can give them, if they want royalties, I got chickens in the winter and eggs in the summer. You know, I'll hook them up.
A handful of dirt.
Yeah, and the garden did quite well 2 years in a row, so I'll pay you. Here's your royalties. You want eggplant today?
It's like we get Sirius or satellite radio, and one year they started royalties. They got in trouble, and we had a bill that was like $400 because of the royalties.
Oh man.
We also got the bill back, but that's another discussion.
So
This
speaking
is
of a
probably a
bill,
dumb question.
yes,
But
Alex.
why is it so much easier to copy CDs than it is to copy DVDs?
I don't know that it is. Technically, I have no problem copying either one.
Well, one's a CD, so that's 2 letters. The other one's a DVD, and you're going from the 4th letter of the alphabet all the way to the end, back to the 4th letter. So that could have a little bit to do with it. C and D, they're right beside each other. Easy copy.
I know back in the day, if you went and rented a DVD,
Nobody got that.
nobody does that anymore, but I used to before technology got greater and better.
Is Jeff still there? Jeff,
Yep.
You ever remember copy protected programs back in the day?
Yeah. Yeah, there was all kinds of software around to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Time for
Oh,
the
yeah.
sponsorship notification. We do not condone any illegal copyright of any material at any time. Okay, continue.
I'll sign off on that.
Yeah, what was the first big spreadsheet prior to
Lotus 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, one,
Yeah.
two, three.
Yeah, Lotus.
And it was copy protected for quite a while, and then people came out with software to copy it.
Yep.
You
I don't
might
remember all the
be
details.
older if you remember Lotus 1, 2, 3.
Do you remember what was before that was popular?
Me?
I
No.
don't.
Anybody?
I should, but I don't.
Greg?
VisiCalc.
No.
Physical.
Greg?
Yep.
This
I never
account.
got into spreadsheets.
What was the word processor with this? Not with VisiCalc, but at the same time.
Word perfect.
Before that,
Word perfect. I've used that.
Oh, I remember Word Perfect.
WordStar.
you got it, my
Yeah.
man.
Oh wow.
It Word
it took me-
2000.
It took me 8 years to figure out how not to use those control keys.
Now we got Excel. I use
So-
I use that darn thing every day.
Gary mentioned a bill from Cirrus or whatever it is. I got to share this. This is hilarious.
We
You
did
guys-
get the money back.
You guys know I canceled my DirecTV last month. I was
so
told
you
I
use the
paid my
heck out
final
of-
bill.
So you're using the heck out of Cody now.
She's using the heck out of Roku. Anyway, this day I get an email that says you're $28 and some change past due. Well, no, I paid my final bill last month for the month of December, which I didn't agree with. It's a month in advance, but anyway. So I get on chat because I'd rather deal with that. I go through 45 minutes explaining this, and I get at the end of 45 minutes, I'm sorry, sir. I work with the wireless side of AT&T. Let me connect you to someone with the DirecTV part. That was strike one. Strike two, I go through the same thing again. Oh, I'm not equipped to handle that. I have to forward that to my supervisor. Strike two. Another 20 minutes, and they said, oh, let's look at your account. Oh, we show your account's canceled, sir. I'm like, no shit. I canceled it. I paid it. Why do I have a bill saying I'm past due? Oh, let me look into that, sir. 20 minutes later, this is what we're going to do. We're going to credit your account for the $28. Okay, cool. I'm not going to pay it anyway. I don't really care. Okay, that's good. Thank you. When will I see that in effect? You'll see it in 15 minutes. Okay, great. Thanks. Anything else? Nope, we're good. An hour and a half later, I log back in. I still have a $28, and I think it was 12 cents past due bill. Start the process over again. No, not to worry. You're going to get the credit. I show here it's all been made. You'll see it within 15 minutes. Fine. So I'm done with it. Right before we go to dinner, just to humor myself, I thought, you know what? I'm going to look. I don't owe them any money. As a matter of fact, I have a $12 credit on my account now. Figure that out. I know, Rick. It's crazy. They actually said, I mean, big green letters, $12 and below, credit to account.
Call them and ask them when you're going to get the check.
Exactly, Jeff. I haven't been looking for this credit now. Yeah, I need Chris Garrett to be here. He's another AT&T fan. Oh my gosh.
When AT&T bought DirecTV, that's the worst thing they did. The worst thing
Get
they've ever.
me started with AT&T.
There's my third channel. My third sub channel, AT&T rants.
Next time I will give you the phone number to the president.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I know people.
Is he still the president?
Yeah. It's the phone number to the president's office.
Direct line, or do you get a secretary?
If it come down to it and I wanted to, I could take a trip to the main office of my internet service provider because they're in Little Rock.
Oh, excuse me. I would be interested in knowing if it's a direct line to the man himself, or does it go to a secretary?
Well, you guys are giving me pause here. I'm about ready to sign up with DirecTV.
Hey, don't let us sway you.
I haven't been with DirecTV since I left the state of Georgia.
I will honestly say
that was back in 2003.
Yeah. I will honestly say, Jeff, when we had AT&T Uverse, when we lived in Las Vegas, I had no issues. None whatsoever.
I had Uverse here for about 6 months last year. They so claimed fiber optics. Nope, I canceled it. I went back to Comcast or Xfinity or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I didn't.
The internet kept going out all the time.
Yeah, well, out here is when it rains, the dish goes out.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in this Starlink thing. It's a couple of dollars cheaper, but I will lose my local channels, and I will lose the landline that I don't even use, so it don't matter.
Well, I have all of the equipment installed now on the house for this new internet service I'm going to try out. They haven't activated it. WeLink, WeLink.
Oh, WeLink. I've heard of them.
So I got
going through the different neighborhoods there. It's broadcast over radio signal. They call it wireless fiber optic. And I'm going, that's a contradiction in terms.
Right.
Yeah. The verbiage is wrong.
So does anybody see anything wrong with this advertisement that jumps right out at you?
I'm outside now, walking around the pool.
Earlier with that.
Yeah. Well, I when I first seen it, I said, okay, Synology, 4-bay NAS, diskless. There's no disk in here, and it's $550.
Well, that just means you have to buy the hard drives to go in.
I know, but still,
$549.99 for one with no discs. I don't think so.
Yeah.
You can put discs in it that you have to buy.
Yeah, it's $70 a whack.
I got plenty of disc laying around.
Thought I'd share that.
$70, you sure would get whacked.
So, yeah, Greg or Jeff, Uverse was pretty good. I didn't have any problems with it.
Well, I'm going to try their deal they offer every time I walk in my Costco out here. You almost have to sprint past the guy offering DirecTV.
That's any Costco.
Yep, yep.
Are
And so
you guys getting any cold knocks on your door for stuff like that?
No.
Yep.
Nope.
Is that
not,
because of COVID, do you think?
Not since COVID. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
That's the best thing.
Well,
that
this
COVID ever
Wheeling
did
thing
get rid
was
of
a
all the
guy-
door knockers.
Yeah, this
I live
Wheeling
in-
thing was a guy knocking on my door.
I live in a gated community and we don't allow that stuff here, so I'm lucky.
Trying to think last time somebody knocked on our door trying to sell something.
Only thing I get knocked on the door is the neighbors' kids, fundraisers for school. Well, I
Right.
don't mind that.
Yeah.
The last one to knock on the door was that girl at 10:30 at night, and I still think she was just casing to see if anybody was home.
True.
I need to get a sensor that when you knock on the door,
Yo,
the dog starts barking.
look up Yo-Link.
We
I've
seen
got two
the
of 'em.
coolest security light tonight. I am not kidding you. We pulled up, and as soon as we stopped in front of that house, I thought we were on a movie set for a second because it was so bright. I'm like, damn, that is that sensitive that we're on the street, and that picked us stopping in front of this house all the way from the porch, and the brightness of it was just mind-boggling. So
Hey, check out Yo-Link, Ken.
Yo-Link.
Yeah, I've got two sensors, motion detected sensors. I've got one in my hallway, and I've got it set up with Alexa that turns on my smart light in the hallway, because if I get up in the middle of the night, it's pitch black dark in here. It turns on the light for a minute so I can go use the bathroom. I got one right outside my door, outside. And the cool thing about these things, they use radio waves, but there's a base that's plugged up to my internet. I can carry this sensor a quarter mile away, and I tried it just to see if it worked or not a quarter mile away, and it does. So if you're on a farm or whatever, it's perfect. And they got water sensors to let you know that you're flooding somewhere. They got all these cool sensors that you can buy. It's a Japanese thing. It works pretty good. I love it.
I should have snapped a picture of how bright it was. Man, that thing was bright.
Yeah, but check out Yo-Link.
Yeah, I wrote it down. That's on my list of places to go to and check out. So Matthew Camp says, like the retro graphics card. I don't know which one he's talking about.
Retro graphics card.
Yeah, when I showed my email a while ago, there was like 2 graphics cards on there.
Oh, yeah.
I've got 6 graphics cards here I have no use for.
Let's talk. I'm kidding.
I got this one guinea pig. Doug is saying that this one guy can clone a computer, like a Dell, for example, and restore it to like a HP computer. I'm curious if that's true or not. So I'm going to try that out when I get some free time.
Well, let's just ask the tech panel. Tech panel, what do you think?
What is he
my
cloning it
goodness,
into?
you guys are awful.
Special software?
I think you should be able to do it, because if it's got any other drivers installed, like the Dell, if you take it from a Dell and it's already got Dell drivers installed, and try to take a copy of that to an HP, it should just ignore the Dell drivers, and you can install the drivers for the HP. They shouldn't hurt
I'm
nothing to stay
wondering
in
if
there.
Windows updates will go out there and grab the drivers for you or not.
Probably that's what it did. That's what happened when I set up all of our college computers. Is I let Windows up. I captured an image with no drivers, and then just let Windows update do all the drivers.
I've always been told that you couldn't clone it to a different model or whatever.
What I
So
did,
I never attempted it.
What I did is I took an image off of a virtual machine with no drivers or anything, just a straight, fresh Windows 10 image with all the software we needed, or most of the software we needed, and with no drivers.
So it
Save
can
that
be
image to
done.
a flash drive and then brought it to a school and imported it into our server.
So Tim, I have a question for you. This could be a little bit of inside information. We will absolve you of all knowledge if we find out what we're trying to find out. I think the 10 people here want to know, excluding yourself, is Doug getting the big beast build or not?
You guys
He has
asked me
not
that
said.
before.
We have?
I think Doug has already purchased a computer from him. I don't think he's getting the beast.
Well, Kerry had an episode where he was working on one for Doug, and then something went south.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And there's never been anything either said by him or by Doug
And then
that got resolved and it got shipped to him or whatever.
I believe I either dreamed it or I heard it that Kerry was doing a stream, I think, with Mitch, and in the very beginning he said something about
no. This was a stream that Doug and Kerry was on together.
Oh.
Am I correct, Jeff?
I think so.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, that one. But that board crapped out and got sent back. But then a week or so later, Kerry said Doug Betts is getting the big build beast. He's going to drive out here and pick it up, and we're going to do a couple of videos while he's here. But then last week he said, I have a buyer who's already given me a $5,000 deposit, but I'm not telling you who it is. So is it Doug or not?
I don't know. I've been hitting Doug up several times. Hey, I want to come out and check out your new studio and stuff. And we keep postponing it.
Yeah.
He'll postpone it and I'll postpone it. Something always comes out. So I haven't been to his house yet.
Well, sure. Yeah, I mean, life happens. I just wondered,
I go by his house all the time when I go out to Chandler Airport.
So, Gary, you think he's not getting it?
I can't believe Doug would spend that much. I mean, I don't know him any better than you do, but that's a lot of money.
True.
$10,000.
Yeah.
I don't think Doug's getting it. I think what
think
Doug
so
wants
either.
to do is update or replace that original computer build he had when it was in our hangar at Sky Park, and it had the flight simulator and all that stuff on. Now he's using it for a streaming computer, but it's way old.
I mean, he can run a small city.
His streamer needs replaced.
Yeah, he's mentioned that a few times.
And I don't know why he's keeping it in a separate room from everything else. That's kind of interesting.
I don't know. If I had 10 grand laying around that I absolutely had no other use for it, I would still have trouble buying that computer.
Buying a computer.
Any computer. For 10 grand?
If it did batch processing that didn't take 3 hours and did it in a second, I would pay 10 grand for it. But anyway.
Well, the first computer I bought at home in today's dollars would be worth about $12,000.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Same here.
It cost me $5,500 in 1987 dollars. Just look up the difference in the consumer price index between now and then. Now, the technology has gotten better and things don't cost as much. I mean,
true.
Mainstream computers have become commodity items, which they weren't necessarily in those days.
I think the first computer I actually had in my possession at home was the Apple IIe. And I believe that was before the mouse and the CD-ROM came out on that guy. They eventually added that later.
My first PC was a Xerox 333.
Ooh, that's a long time ago.
Don't even know what that one is.
The chip that eventually died.
Yeah.
Was that a CPM system?
No, CPU was Intel. Versa was actually, you know, who is the oldest PC chip manufacturer? Nobody here will
AMD.
get it right.
Texas Instruments.
Nope. Of the PC, like we're used to today. I will tell you this is. It is not Intel. It is AMD.
That's what I said. Did
I
you not
thought.
hear me say that?
Yep.
Thank you.
AMD is 2 years older than Intel.
I was just being a smart ass guessing, but you said it wasn't Intel, so it kind of narrows the field down a little bit.
AMD is still kicking. Well, that's what I got on this computer right now. Even though it's a piece of shit Dell.
MD stock is triple what Intel is.
How come most of the HPs are like Best Buy or AMDs?
How come most of the desktops are?
AMD starting to outperform Intel.
Oh, isn't it true? AMDs have their own video card built inside the chip, and Intel don't.
Reverse.
Reverse, okay.
And Intel. Who founded Intel? Anybody know? Nobody gets this one right. Everybody gets it wrong.
Not Moore.
Yep, Moore and Noyce, not Grove, or not Grove. Yeah,
Not Andy Grove.
nope. He had no money in it. Everybody goes Grove, or yeah, Andy Grove. He's nope. Sorry, got it wrong.
Oh, BH Ringer sent me an email and shows a screenshot that if you have multiple names, you can choose which name to join the meeting from. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh, would I love to be able to hack into someone's account?
Who's History Channel? Oh, forget it. Blackwatch's History Channel. Hey, Blackwatch, since you don't know, why are you the History Channel?
That's how he sends us text messages. History Channel. Earlier he was snoozing because it was boring. It had Z's on there. That's his new way of texting.
That's pretty interesting to know, BH Ringer. Thank you very much. Gosh, I wished I could hack. Get in trouble.
First computer I worked on was the old Commodore PET computer.
Jeff, the answer to your email is no. I think we're all good to go for right now. I'll let you know if that needs any follow-up.
All right.
And I have a draft that I started. Who did I start a draft to? No name, so get rid of it. So I came in here to check this out. Hour and a half. Okay. Cool.
The only hacking, quote unquote, I know how to do is get around a Windows password.
Whitewatch. Well, we got Blackwatch and Whitewatch. Oh,
but if Whitewatch were to speak, we'd all know who it is. So all he's got to do is say hello or something.
Can I be Graywatch?
Be anybody you want. I don't think we have to worry about any violations on YouTube for our names.
Yeah.
However, if you guys get subpoenaed for being my witnesses.
I was never here.
Yeah, really. That was not me.
Talking where?
No, hacking passwords on a static computer and actually hacking into someone's account to go, aha, I knew it was you. I think I would get in trouble. So I don't need to go down that road.
It can be done.
Oh, I'm sure it can. Without a doubt. Some of the stuff you guys have enlightened my brain and knowledge on scares the holy hell out of me.
You can hack your neighbor's network without them knowing it if you have the right equipment and software.
Doesn't make it legal.
True.
But I don't think I have to worry about our neighbors. I don't think I have to worry about our neighbors doing that.
a lot of the stuff I learned over the years is just to see if I could do it or not.
See if you can break into the
What
bank.
bothers me is that our neighbors have a couple of vulgar network names that you can't avoid seeing when you open up your Wi-Fi list.
It's called freedom of speech.
That's just so they tend to think they're scaring people away or being cute. I mean,
Some things you just have to ignore.
yeah, I mean, can't really speak for other people, but it's
I
like
had
when
some
people
crack-
name their networks FBI
I had-
surveillance or something.
Speaking of the devil, I was just getting ready to say something about that. I had some crackhead neighbors of mine down the street, and I put on there, and I plugged in about 3 or 4 different old routers that I wasn't using no more, and I named them FBI Mobile Command and FBI ground tactics and FBI air tactics, and those guys flipped out and moved the hell out. They were so paranoid. It was funny. It's like these idiots. It was so funny.
I know one thing you shouldn't do. There was a guy in my building that did it. His SSD name for his router was Brandon Police Department.
Oops.
Well, guess what? He got a knock on the door and they said, just what the hell are you doing? Well, I'm trying to get people to quit bugging me, so I put the police department, take it off. Yes, sir. You dumb idiot.
Wow.
Was his name Cheech or Chong?
It was one of the two. I don't know. He called me. He called me. Actually, he came down here and he came into my apartment and said, "You won't believe what just happened." Oh, I'll believe anything nowadays.
Thank you.
Remember that name I had for my routers? Yeah, Brandon PD. Yeah, they were just at my door. Like, how'd they find out? They got close to the building and they got under the wireless and when they were actually in the building and they were doing some contacting through the internet and they said, "Who's this Brandon PD guy?"
Oh, I know what happened. Since the police departments are trying to get away from their 800 megahertz trunking system, which I don't understand why California is not up to date on the trunking system. They don't even use it out here in the state yet. But they're doing a lot of stuff like what Nevada's doing. They had their own little Wi-Fi mobile network, and it was trying to connect to his network because it had that SSID name on it, but the password didn't work, so it pissed them off. That's what happened. Oh, I would have loved to have been there to see that.
I'd have liked seeing his expression on his face when he got that knock on the door.
Well, he was a bit surprised.
Oh, I bet. Imagine.
But he complied immediately.
Oh, I bet.
They said, "Take it off."
Yeah, you sure you didn't discuss it with him?
End of discussion.
Yeah, really, real quick end of
You
discussion.
never comply with the police unless you want to go to jail.
True, but I would have asked them, can you control the neighborhood a little bit better?
Thank you.
Then I'll take it down.
I would take their arrest.
We have some people in this building, they do some awfully stupid things and it gets the police department's attention. And the problem is they're a half block away. They're just up the hill and across the street. It takes them no less than a minute to get here.
Oh, wow. The police department's
You
that
make a
close?
ruckus, they will be here in a hurry. And we got
Now,
the
when I
fire
go to
department
call,
across from them, so
it's screwed up for me. I live right on the Fresno Clovis city line. There was something going on one night. I can't remember. I called the police. Oh, you got to call Clovis Police Department. So I called Clovis Police Department. Oh, no, you got to call Fresno Sheriff's Department. So I called Fresno Sheriff's Department. No, well, you're close to a county island. You can't call nobody. Well, what am I supposed to do? I spent 3 hours on the phone. I was like, you know what? Forget about it.
What you should have said, Tim, is, well, when I shoot this guy, who's going to show up?
Nobody.
Probably.
Okay, now I got a test that I actually wrote a paper on. and got an A on the paper. If you shoot somebody, tell me what you go through when you're doing your whole thing. You have it in your house. Somebody breaks in. You have your wife in her nightgown and you have your baby in your arms. What do you do?
Well,
That's all the information
Shoot
we
him in the
get.
leg.
I'm actually serious with the question. I bet nobody will get it right.
Well, I'm gonna make sure that baby's not in my hands. I'm gonna make sure the wife is taking care
Have
of
you
the
shot
baby.
the
I'm gonna
person
make,
yet, or are you getting ready to shoot the person?
I didn't say, it's up to you. Gave you the scenario. You're in your house right now. You got your granddaughter in your arms and you hear somebody. What are you going to do? They're in your house.
I'm gonna make sure that child is protected by the grandmother or the mother. I'm gonna arm myself and make sure they're in a safe location, and I'm gonna go out and take care of the intruder.
Did you say outside? You're going to jail.
No, inside.
Okay.
If he's inside this house, it's game on.
Okay. What are you doing after this?
Either I'll call the police or they're already here.
Why would they be there?
Maybe
Neighbors
somebody
call.
else called them.
Aren't you leaving a
Well,
little bit of detail out though? Because if we don't have a scenario where someone's in your house, you got your baby, your wife's in her nightgown, what are you going to do? Well, if there's no threat, you probably aren't going to do anything. If the guy threatens you and you respond, then you're going to do something, and then after that, you're going to respond accordingly to how you respond. You're kind of vaguely leaving details out of what we would do.
This is true. I want to see the second detail.
Things happen in a split second. You don't have time to think about that.
Okay, I'll throw one out just to make it a kind of big thing. If you're outside and a cop's 50 feet away and somebody's running to just stab an old lady and he shoots, if he misses that person by 3 inches, what are you going to say about the cop?
Outside?
Yep. He's getting ready to shoot somebody who just stabbed an old lady and killed her. And he misses by 3 inches the guy that's running.
Who is shooting the guy that's running?
The cop.
Does the bullet that he missed the guy by 3 inches strike someone else?
You got it.
Yeah.
They die.
I was thinking.
Okay, well, again, that's a different scenario.
I think I'm gonna stay the hell out of it.
Depends. If it's a relative of mine that they killed, I'm going to sue the city for something. I'll figure it out as we go along.
Unless I got my camera, I'm gonna get proof of what they did.
Nowadays, exactly. Hey, wait a second. Hold on, sir. What's the damn password? Hot doggone it. Yeah, I mean.
Okay. Let's go back to the other one. You're going to call 911, right?
Yeah.
911. What is your emergency? Oh, Robert, take it away.
No, somebody was in your house and you shot him. I agree. Now, what are you going to tell him, 911?
I had an intruder. I shot him. He's laying in my living room floor.
So I think
We
the
don't
first
have to
question
tell
I'd ask is the
911
arm.
nothing.
Okay. What does the victim look like?
Dead.
So if I come in and shoot the guy standing, I didn't shoot the victim.
Uh-oh. Now there's a problem.
That's a little monkey wrench. It would have been nice to know a moment ago. What do you mean?
You just said the victim is dead, so that means you're the perpetrator.
No, you asked me what the guy looked like, and I said he was dead.
I said, what does the victim look like? Victim. You're the victim. You just got robbed.
Yeah, Robert, chime in on this. Is the 911 dispatcher going to ask you what the victim looks like?
Hell yes.
So they can broadcast it.
But you're the victim.
It's been years since I've done any dispatching.
You're going to say blue jeans, a t-shirt.
I'm going to give a description, but...
You just said he's dead.
Banned. Tony Waddle just said banned. Oh, I see what he's referring. No, I see what he's referring to. Yes, that is accurate.
And yes, I got an A on this one. 20 years ago? Believe it or not.
20 years ago. Okay.
You know, law has changed many different ways to Sunday on that.
That has
Yeah.
not changed.
You're-
But you don't tell. You're the victim. Remember, you're the victim always.
Right, but
house
in
is
in
being
the heat
intruded.
of the moment when you've just shot someone, your mind is not going to reflect back to, wait, this person broke into my house. I
You're
am
gonna
I am the victim. You're right. I agree with you. Your mind is going to be, that guy is technically the victim because you've shot him, but you
What
shot
does
him in
the
defense of your home.
what does the victim look like? That's you yourself.
Yeah.
And you're. I mean, you can check with Rob, but he's going to broadcast to the cops. Yeah, the victim is wearing blue jeans, black T-shirt, and red Jordans or whatever, or the heavyset guy with longer hair is the victim.
Like I said, it's been years since I have dispatched, but more than likely, the way I would have put it out is the suspect is wearing a gray jacket, blue jeans, white T-shirt, has a blue baseball hat on, and is currently lying prone on the floor.
Exactly. You just said it in reverse the first time.
Well, I'm going to tell him he's dead. I mean, and then, have you checked for signs of life? No, I shot the mother. You know?
No, you're going to stay back, not touch him, and keep your
Oh,
gun.
gosh,
When the cops
no.
come in, you're going to drop the gun.
Well, so here's a good point to be made on that. Sir, would you mind checking for signs of life? No, I do mind checking for signs of life. I'm not going nowhere near this person.
Correct statement.
Who do we lose? Alex. Start
got
talking
Tim
about
on.
life and death, and he leaves us.
No, the reason I like that is
Do what, Rick?
Yeah, but that situation could really screw you up if you don't know what the verbiage means and you got this drilling going and
Yeah,
they
but
ask you who's the victim.
Yeah.
You might even say your wife's the victim because you were afraid she'd get
You
raped.
could say it was
Or
the
your
baby's
granddaughter
victim.
or whoever, sure.
Why would you say the guy that pulled the gun on you is the victim, even if you did shoot him?
Ken, is his microphone working?
It is. Thank you
No,
for
we
asking.
can't hear you.
Hello. Hello.
I did that to Doug. Doug, I'm muted. Doug,
What's kind of cool with this? I can
Tim hit right. Tim hit it right on. He asked if the microphone's working, then he leaves.
hello. I
Um,
like how I can mute it up here, not on Zoom.
Tim hit the nail right on the head. Your adrenaline is going to be flowing and so high, you're not going to take the time to
You're not gonna
recall.
have time to think.
No.
That's
No.
the problem. You've got to think, or you could be in trouble. I mean, what do you say to the police?
You
when they
could
come?
give them the wrong answer, and they're gonna come after you.
That's what he just said. Yes, exactly. Yes.
I'm not going cops here good or bad, but I mean, think about it. You telling the victim is this, hey, you shot the wrong guy,
Right. Well, you tell them the victim is the guy laying on the floor, or you give them your description, they're going to come in and everything's going to be directed at you because you fit the description of the victim, when the reality is it's the person on the floor of the crime of being shot.
Here's the other problem. How's the dispatcher verbiage is going to get relayed correctly to the respondent officers?
Robert.
Cops don't know what they're walking into. I would give them that.
Robert, join in on this.
They'll get there and they're going to be gun strong. They're going to be gun strong on you, your wife, grandbaby, and the dead person on the ground. And
they don't know who shot who.
They don't know who shot who. Everybody's going to be in handcuffs until they figure it out anyway.
Or until they feel safe themselves.
Well, that's their job.
Well, I mean, they still want to feel safe. They come in, somebody's dead, there's guns all around.
Here's a story for you. About 4 years ago, down in Little Falls, there was a school teacher. He was at home. He was upstairs of his house. 3 teenagers busted into his house. He grabbed his handgun, shoots the kids.
They grabbed his handgun?
Yeah, he had a handgun, shot him.
They took his own handgun.
Arrested for doing that.
Oh wow.
He said they wouldn't have happened, but he shot the kids multiple times.
Exactly.
You can
So
shoot
there
them
is.
once. You cannot shoot them like that, teacher. You just get bang, bang, bang. They told him that's where you screwed up.
VH Ringer says CSI, the Stout. Yeah, it's the new series coming out.
Actually, aren't they supposed to come with another LA CSI or Vegas?
It's already out.
I've been-
Season one's
I've been-
already concluded. And
Is it
season
good?
It's
two,
over
Gil
with
Grissom's
already?
not coming back. Do what, Tim?
Oh, it's over with already. I watched the whole thing.
Well, they might come back in January with a couple episodes from season
I
one.
hope they
But
do.
Grissom's already said the guy that plays him, he's not coming back for season two. So I think he sees it pretty much flopped. I mean, it was a good
Hopefully
idea,
they haven't edited it.
but
I didn't know it was on yet.
I don't like the new NCIS though.
Hawaii.
Oh no, not that one. Gibbs is gone.
Oh, the
But
guy
he's
with Gary.
directing
Oh,
it
Gary
now.
Cole. Yeah, he's the director. But yeah, Rick brought a good point up. Once you shoot them, once you shoot them again, that's when the problems start.
Well,
Now-
that's what the cops do. They shoot somebody 5 to 11
Oh,
times.
sure. Now there is a technicality to that. You shoot them once, and the adrenaline gets to flowing, and you got that finger on the trigger, and boom, 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 boom. You didn't do it intentionally. You did it out of a reflex.
That's what killing with intent.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I don't know who here owns 9mm or shot one. You can put about 4 shots in the side of the 9mm before they go down. If you want to put somebody down, you get a 44 or 45.
Well, and depending on how big the person is and how jacked up they are on drugs,
Yeah.
you probably put 15 rounds in them and they may not go down.
Just get a sawed off 12 gauge for home defense and be done with it. I mean, come on.
All off, they're
Take a double
illegal.
barrel out.
Somebody once suggested that.
Well, I know somebody.
I do
that made
believe
a
some of your stand your
handheld-
ground
I know
walls are
somebody
being
that-
reworked.
I know
Yep.
somebody that's made a handheld pistol, AR-15, and it works great.
Was it made with a one of the 3D printers?
No, it's machined from blank.
Wow.
bolts. And the dumbass accidentally shot the thing off in his trailer in Sanger, California.
That helps right there. Right.
I was like, you idiot. Now you got the whole Sanger Police Department watching you now. But it is what it is. I'm curious how this new pistol grip's going to work out.
You still haven't got it working?
Oh, I hadn't even took it out the box yet.
Oh, I thought you were playing with one last night. Let me jump
Oh,
over here.
Magpul Moe EK AR-15 M4 pistol grip.
So we'll go ahead and end the YouTube stream. We're at 1 hour and 54 minutes. Tony Wallow, as always, really good to see you. Matthew Camp, good to see you. BH Ringer, it's good not only to have you in the Zoom session, but to see you in the chat as well. I don't think I've left anybody out, maybe. Nope. Rick is with us. Gary's with us. So I will see you guys sometime tomorrow night, I'm sure. I just don't know the time yet. As always, thanks for being here.
Oh,
See you tomorrow.
I'm missing
YouTube
some
stream
parts.
is ending in 3. Tony Wallow retracted a message. I think I'm just going to start retracting everybody's messages.
Hey, Ken.
Night, guys.
Did your wife have